Welcome to Open Concept Construction. My name is Aaron. We are in the workshop. It's fantastic to have you here today. So, today's project. This is the trunk off of a Christmas tree from last year. It's not a big tree. Not everybody likes big trees. I was given this right after Christmas last year to dry. The family who bought this, they got it and they decorated it, and it was just a wonderful couple of days. Then the dad had a heart attack and he passed away right before Christmas, so it was not a great Christmas for them. My dear friend Mike said, hey, what can you do with this? Can you do something with it? So now, for the first 20 or so inches, I'm going to make some little candle holders that'll hold like tea lights. And then the top part, this is the part that I've never done before, is I'm going to cut it into 10-inch hunks, and we're going to encase those 10-inch hunks all inside a piece of epoxy. It'll be like a really nice centerpiece. So basically it'll be a block of epoxy, clear probably, I mean not enormous, like centerpiece for a dining room table, and then the candles will go on top of it. So it's kind of an art piece that they can use to remember Dad always. I've got some blocks cut to show kind of what my thought process is on what this first hunk is. So that's what we're going to work on first, turning this into 5 candle holders. The pieces are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 inches, and that's kind of what we're going for. Separate pieces, that's what this section of it's going to be. So it'll be cut off, and then we're going to drill into it a spot for the tea light to slip into it so it's flush with the top of it, maybe just a hair past. So I think the first step is to cut up the tree. And obviously this is the part that scares me the most, because this is like, if I screw this up, it's one and done. Not every cut is perfectly straight. Oh, we're gonna go 3. This is young Eric's saw, so it has a built-in camera light. If that even helps, I don't even know.
I don't think that's what they label it as on the box.
I actually don't think you know what you're talking about. For all of you in YouTube land, young Eric likes to talk back. These ones we're gonna kind of place in a box, all at angles or whatever, and see what we can make look cool, but then absolutely encase it in clear epoxy and then sand the outside smooth. These are all of our pieces here. So these I'm going to be cutting in with a drill. So that's the size of the candle. I'm going to be cutting into the top of these, a place for that to slip down inside for each one of these. Now I have to figure out how big that is. I think I have a drill bit that big. So I have to go to the store and buy a drill bit. Wanna come? This is what carpentry is all about. To drive back and forth from the project with stuff. 5 minutes of working, an hour of drive. I was wrong. I'm only on episode 6 of Stranger Things, not season 2, not 7. So I'm the spy. I think is that what it's called.
6 is the spy.
Yeah. Back to the workshop. This is a large lockhead adjustable wood bit. I'm going to test this out on a 2x4. Make sure the hole size is proper. There we go. Clamps. There they all go. I thought I brought them all in. Are they out in the trailer again?
These? Well, that one will work on the small ones.
All right, this is the part where we say a little prayer. Please, God, don't allow this thing to break into a million pieces. It's in there, but it's like sticking up just a hair, which I think works. All right, next victim. Whew. That is not much extra. All right, let's see what happens. That was the really hard one. That's what I'm talking about right there. And these will slip right in there, and they'll work pretty good. So what I'm going to try and do now is dip these in epoxy of some sort or somehow so that everything hardens as is. So something I'm going to do on each one of these. So now I'm going to drill a hole into the back side of every single one of these. If you go too far in, they might split. So don't do that. Oop. Alright. So now I've got a handle. All the sawdust is out of it as best I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up a healthy portion of West Systems. Why are these all dirty like they were drank out of already? So I am going to mix up a pile of this. I'm going to pour it in the top. I'll dump it out and let it kind of spill over the sides. I basically need to coat every portion of this for this to work. I'm really impressed with myself right now. Like, wow. Right now they'll all hang. Each one will have its own cup drip. West Systems epoxy. What they did was made the two-part epoxy and one pump of this one to one pump of this is a perfect mix. Moment of truth. Let's see what happens here. Maybe just kind of making this work here. I think we're completely coated here. That's why I'm hanging it. It's gonna drip and drip and drip and drip, and all of the drippings will go in the cup, like such. Something that I am going to want to do though, once it stops dripping, flip it up. Otherwise there'll be drips on that bottom edge. And I can get rid of all the drips on the bottom. Now in a perfect world, what this is going to do is create like an armor on the outside of it that just protects it over the years and keeps it from rotting. So basically now I'm going to babysit these for just a little while here, and I got to keep the heat up overnight since it's going to get down into the 30s tonight in Minnesota. I'll probably have to wipe off that edge quite a few times just to make sure that all that doesn't bubble up, and then when you set it right side up there's like a drip mark. It would look terrible. What I'm going to try and do here is slip all of them in and throw a screw down and clamp it all down so they'll just be up. How messy can I get doing this? space underneath. Not bad. They're not going anywhere now. When you heat it up really quick, all the bubbles that are close to the surface pop. And any bubbles that are down in a little bit will come to the surface and pop. It's basically just getting bubbles out. Like you can see right here, bubbles are coming out of a crack. Come on. So, and then they're gone. And they're coming out more. So I'm going to be fighting that for a while, I guess. This is the step one. So this is the candle holders. Not that hard to do. Just a pain, and you got to buy the right tools and have the right tools and have a bit of a craftsman's hand. You know what I'm saying? So welcome back. These have dried more than 24 hours. Since we saw you all last, I had surgery. That's why I'm standing funny with my arm in a sling. And these have hardened to stone. And as I figured, that still slips right down inside of it. These still have screws in the bottom of them. We're gonna take the screws out, and then on the bottom you can see where the drips happened. There's like bubbles and all kinds of stuff. We need that flat. I only have one arm, so young Eric will be running the bandsaw. Bandsaw? Really? How about not a bandsaw? How about a belt sander? Basically just touching this, knocking off all the bumps so these sit nice and flat. Young Eric, come and do things, because I am the one-armed wonder at the moment. Yeah, I think that should work.
Seems like overkill for lighting some candles.
How about you don't tell me how to live my life? All right. These are ready to be delivered. We're going to deliver these today. The block of epoxy is going to be another video. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead, hit the like button down here somewhere, I think is where the like button is. And the subscribe button is like near it. Normally they say the subscribe button is over there, but I think the subscribe button is on the same side now.
Subscribe is on the bottom right.
Make an arrow or something. Can we put an arrow in there?
We can.
Can we figure out how to do that?
Yeah,
Sweet.
If you want to get real cheesy.
Like, hey, we're technical. Thanks for watching. Young Eric, myself, Aaron. Open Concept Construction. We'll see you later.